In the ocean, there are creatures that hunt with teeth. Some with venom. Some with speed. But one hunts with a punch. Not just any punch. A strike so fast, so powerful, it can crack aquarium glass. And sometimes, it doesn't even need to hit you to hurt you. This is the story of the mantis shrimp, a small, alien-looking predator that might just have the fastest punch in the entire animal kingdom. At first glance, it doesn't look like much. Most mantis shrimp are only a few inches long. They live hidden in burrows, tucked into coral reefs or sandy seabeds. Brightly colored. Almost beautiful. But don't let that fool you. Because behind those stalked eyes is one of the most advanced hunters on Earth. And inside its body is a biological weapon. The mystery begins with a simple question: how can something so small hit so hard that it shatters glass? To understand this, we have to step into a world where physics is pushed to its limits. The ocean is a battlefield. Visibility is limited. Reaction time is everything. And prey rarely gives second chances. So over millions of years, predators have evolved extreme solutions. Speed. Camouflage. Ambush tactics. But the mantis shrimp took a different path. It became a living spring-loaded weapon. But this is where things get strange. The mantis shrimp doesn't rely on muscle alone. If it did, it wouldn't be nearly as powerful. Instead, it uses a mechanism more similar to a crossbow than a fist. Inside its appendages, called raptorial clubs, there is a system of biological springs and latches. The shrimp slowly loads energy into these structures, like pulling back a slingshot. And then, in a fraction of a second, it releases everything. The result? A punch that accelerates faster than a bullet. We're talking about speeds of up to 23 meters per second. That's about 50 miles per hour, from something smaller than your hand. But speed alone isn't the whole story. Because the real power comes from what happens next. When the mantis shrimp strikes, its club moves so fast that it creates a phenomenon called cavitation. To understand this, imagine snapping your fingers underwater. Except now, you're doing it with explosive force. The rapid movement creates tiny vapor bubbles in the water. And when those bubbles collapse, they release intense heat and shock waves. Tiny underwater explosions. So even if the shrimp misses its target, the shock wave alone can stun or kill prey. Let that sink in. This animal doesn't just punch. It punches, and creates explosions at the same time. And that's not even the weirdest part. These cavitation bubbles can reach temperatures close to the surface of the sun, for an instant. A microscopic flash of energy. Right there in the ocean. All triggered by a single strike. So now the mystery deepens. If the mantis shrimp is generating this much force, how does it not destroy itself? Why doesn't its own punch shatter its body? To understand why this happens, we have to look closer at its weapon. The raptorial club isn't just hard. It's engineered. Layered like a high-tech composite material. Scientists have found that the structure of the club is similar to advanced aerospace materials. It has a region that absorbs shock, and another that distributes force. Think of it like a helmet, designed to survive repeated impacts. Except this helmet is hitting things over and over again with incredible force. This design allows the mantis shrimp to deliver thousands of strikes without breaking its own weapon. But even then, the club does wear down over time. Which means, this animal lives its life on the edge of destruction. Every punch is a risk. And yet, it keeps punching. Because in its world, hesitation means starvation. There are actually two main types of mantis shrimp. The smashers and the spearers. Spearers use sharp appendages to impale soft-bodied prey like fish. But smashers. They're the ones with the punch. They hunt hard-shelled animals, crabs, snails, mollusks. Creatures that most predators would struggle to break open. Imagine trying to crack a walnut with your bare hands. Now imagine doing it instantly. Underwater. Repeatedly. That's what a mantis shrimp does. But the real reason it evolved this ability is far more surprising. It's not just about strength. It's about efficiency. Breaking shells quickly means less energy spent, less exposure to predators, and more chances to survive. In the chaotic environment of a coral reef, speed and precision matter. A slow predator is a dead predator. So the mantis shrimp became something else entirely. A precision striker. A living hammer. But this is where things get even more bizarre. Because the mantis shrimp doesn't just see the world like we do. It sees far more. Its eyes are among the most complex in the entire animal kingdom. Each eye can move independently. Each can perceive depth on its own. And it can detect types of light that humans can't even imagine. Including polarized light. To the mantis shrimp, the ocean isn't just blue. It's a layered, glowing map of signals and hidden information. Prey. Predators. Reflections. Movement. All revealed through a visual system that looks almost alien. And this incredible vision plays a crucial role in its deadly strike. Because timing is everything. The mantis shrimp must calculate distance, angle, and movement in milliseconds. A slight miscalculation, and the strike fails. Energy wasted. Opportunity gone. But when it gets it right, the result is devastating. Shells crack. Prey collapses. And the ocean floor echoes with invisible shockwaves. But here's the part that truly unsettles scientists. In controlled environments, like aquariums, mantis shrimp have been known to break glass. Not just scratch it. Not just chip it. Shatter it. Which raises an even bigger question. If something this small can generate that much force, what else in the ocean are we underestimating? Because the mantis shrimp isn't just a curiosity. It's a reminder that beneath the waves, there are forces at work that we are only beginning to understand. And we haven't even uncovered the most shocking part yet. And this is where things take a darker turn. Because the mantis shrimp's punch isn't just powerful. It's precise. Almost impossibly precise. In the chaotic motion of the ocean, where currents shift and prey constantly move, the mantis shrimp doesn't just swing wildly. It calculates. It waits. And then, it strikes with surgical accuracy. But how? How does a creature so small process so much information so quickly? The answer lies in something that scientists are still trying to fully understand. Its vision system. The mantis shrimp doesn't just have good eyesight. It has extraordinary eyesight. Each eye contains up to 16 types of photoreceptor cells. Humans only have 3. That means while we see the world in combinations of red, green, and blue, the mantis shrimp sees a spectrum that is almost unimaginable. But this is where things get strange. Despite having more photoreceptors, studies suggest that mantis shrimp don't necessarily see more colors in the way we expect. Instead, their eyes are optimized for speed. Think of it like this: humans mix colors in the brain to figure out what we're seeing. It takes time. Milliseconds, but still time. The mantis shrimp? It processes color directly. Almost instantly. This would be like having a scanner instead of a painter. No blending. No interpretation. Just immediate recognition. And in a world where a delayed reaction means a missed strike, that advantage is everything. But vision alone isn't enough. Because the mantis shrimp strike happens so fast, that even its own eyes can't track it. So how does it aim? To understand why this happens, we need to look deeper into the mechanics of its body. Before striking, the mantis shrimp locks its appendage into place. Muscles contract slowly, loading energy into elastic structures. This is the draw phase. Like pulling back the string of a crossbow. Then comes the release. A latch mechanism disengages. And all that stored energy is unleashed instantly. The appendage accelerates with such force that the entire motion is completed in less than a millisecond. For comparison, a human blink takes about 100 to 400 milliseconds. The mantis shrimp strike? Over before your brain even realizes it started. But the real reason this system is so effective is far more surprising. It's not just about speed. It's about amplification. Muscles alone can't generate that kind of power. But by storing energy and releasing it suddenly, the mantis shrimp multiplies its strength. It's the same principle used in engineered systems. Catapults. Traps. Ballistic devices. Except here, it evolved naturally. Over millions of years. And that leads us to one of the most shocking discoveries. Scientists studying the mantis shrimp have found that its strike produces forces over 1,500 newtons. That's comparable to the force of a .22 caliber bullet. From a creature weighing less than a deck of cards. Let that sink in. But even that isn't the most astonishing part. Because when researchers examined the aftermath of these strikes, they noticed something unusual. Damage patterns that couldn't be explained by impact alone. Which led them to a realization. The mantis shrimp doesn't just hit once. It hits twice. The first strike is the physical impact. The club slams into the target with explosive force. But immediately after, the collapsing cavitation bubbles deliver a second, another shockwave. Another burst of energy. So the prey is essentially hit twice in rapid succession. A double impact. A 1-2 punch delivered faster than anything in the ocean. And that's why even hard-shelled animals stand no chance. But this ability comes with consequences. Each strike generates immense stress not just on the prey, but on the mantis shrimp itself. Over time, microfractures can form in its club. Damage accumulates. Wear builds up. So how does it survive? The answer lies in constant renewal. Like many crustaceans, mantis shrimp molt. They shed their exoskeleton and grow a new one. With each molt, they repair the damage. Rebuild their weapon. And prepare for the next cycle of strikes. It's a life of destruction and renewal. Over and over again. But the implications go far beyond biology. Because scientists aren't just studying mantis shrimp out of curiosity. They're studying it for inspiration. The structure of its club has influenced the design of advanced materials. Impact-resistant surfaces. Protective armor. Even aerospace engineering. In a way, this tiny predator is teaching humans how to build stronger things. But that raises a bigger question. If evolution can produce something this efficient, this powerful, this precise, what else is out there waiting to be discovered? Because the mantis shrimp is just one species. One example of nature pushing the limits of physics. In the vast, unexplored depths of the ocean, there are countless organisms with abilities we don't yet understand. Creatures that manipulate light. Generate electricity. Survive crushing pressure. And maybe, even more powerful than we can imagine. The ocean covers over 70% of our planet. And yet, we've explored less than 10% of it. Which means most of its secrets are still hidden. Still evolving. Still waiting. So the next time you look at the surface of the sea, remember this. Beneath that calm, blue horizon, exists a world of violence and precision. Of ancient designs and extreme solutions. Where even a creature no bigger than your hand, can punch with the force of a bullet. And in that world, power doesn't belong to the biggest. It belongs to the most efficient. The most adapted. The most unexpected. Because in the ocean, there is one rule that never changes. Everything evolves. Or disappears.